Hello everyone, my name is Sharayu and welcome back to my channel Holy Sharayu. So for the longest time I wanted to recreate an iconic dress on this channel, and I guess today is the day because I am going to recreate Jennifer Garner's iconic dress from the movie called 13 Going on 30. I recently saw this movie again and I just wanted to recreate that dress because it is just so pretty. It's fun, it's colorful, it's just gorgeous. But I want to recreate it on a budget. So here I am. I've got some fabric and I'm going to show you guys what I've got. In this bag, I've got some fabric. So I've got like a lot of color. So in the mood board, you can see the top part of her dress is neon fluorescent green color, and the edges and the straps are covered in blue sparkly fabric. Unfortunately, I don't have that blue glittery fabric. And the most prettiest part is the skirt because it has all sorts of colors and the colors just go so well together. So I literally sketched all the views of the dress. So I have the front view, back view and both the side views. Of course, I don't have the similar exact shades of the colors, but I guess I've got like a pretty good match. You cannot see on the camera how gorgeous this fluorescent green color is. For some reason, it's looking very cool toned, but it is like a warm toned green color. I've got 1 meter of this fabric. So I'm going to make the base of the dress from this fabric. It is this maroon color, and if the base is dark, I don't think so the dress will be see-through because the fabric is quite thin. As I'm going to make the base of the dress from this fabric, I've got 2.5 meters of this fabric. So this fabric is butter crepe. Moving along, I got these three shades of pink color. So this is the dark one, a little bit more neon pink color, and this is a baby pink color. So I've got 0.5 meter of each of these fabrics. And finally, I've got these two shades of green and these two shades of blue. I've got 0.5 meter of each fabric from this bundle as well. By looking at the images of the original dress, I can say that the fabric used is probably stretchable, so it did not require any closure. But as the fabric that I'm using is not stretchable, I am going to use a zipper or a lace up. So it's safe to say that it's not going to be exactly similar to the original dress, but I'm going to try my best. So first of all, I'm going to take the measurements for the dress. So you will need a notebook, a measuring tape and a pen to note it down. The first measurement that you're going to need is bust, waist, kind of keeping it 1/2 inch or 1 inch loose. Well, because I don't want to suffocate in this dress. Then I'm going to need the waist length from the shoulders high point till the waist. 13.5, and then you're going to need the full length. In my case, I'm going to go with 34 to 35 inches because you can always cut it and make your dress shorter, but you cannot make it more longer. Now I'm going to need the armhole depth. It is 9 inches, but I'm going to go with 8 inches. Now you're going to need the top length. 13.5 comes here. I want it to start from 7 or 6. So in my case, it's going to be 7.5. I'm going to mention the measurements right over here. Now let's start with making the pattern. This is the revised pattern. This is the back panel, and I've added 1/2 inch seam allowance. As you can see, I've mentioned the armhole, side seam, waistline, center back and neckline along with the measurements. This is how the front panel looked once everything was stitched. Now to add the princess seams, this is how I have added the princess line over here, and I have slashed it. So this is the side front and the center front. The center front will be cut on the fold. As you can see on the screen, I have added 1/2 inch seam allowance. I've tried to make an accurate pattern for you guys along with all the measurements. I have made this pattern according to my measurements, so make sure to change it according to your measurements. Once my paper pattern was ready, I traced it on the main fabric and I cut the pieces accordingly. I created 2 layers for the top because I wanted one layer as my main fabric and one layer as my lining fabric. After stitching on the princess seams, this is my front panel. On the lining layer, I stitched these two pads because I wanted the top section to be padded. I kept the main fabric layer on the lining fabric layer, sandwiching the bra pads in between them. I stitched on all four parts and then I attached the back panels to the front panels. Once the top section is done, let's move on to the skirt. I'm making a quarter circle skirt. Now to calculate the radius, I've used a website called byhandlondon.com. If you guys want, I can make an in-depth tutorial on how I made this skirt. This is the lining of the skirt. Now let's move on to the main fabric of the dress. As the original dress has a textured top, I decided to make pin tucks on the neon green fabric only for the top section. This is my first attempt at making pin tucks, so I'm sure that it is not perfect, but I tried my best. After creating this textured fabric, I placed it on the main fabric and I cut it accordingly. This is the top section once I attached the back panel to the front panels. I took this textured fabric and I placed it on the main fabric like this and I cut it accordingly. Finally, the top section is ready. Now to finish all the edges, I attached a blue interfacing which was of around a 1 inch, and this part was very tricky because I had never done something like this, but it was worth it because the final result turned out pretty nice. Now it was time to make the colorful skirt. I made the front panel off camera because I just wanted to try out something. Now I'm going to show you guys how I make the back panel of the skirt. I have cut all these strips on bias and then I took the reference of the original dress and I placed these strips accordingly. After that, I pinned all these strips to each other and I stitched them by leaving half an inch seam allowance. Now I know you must be thinking that this is so time consuming, but trust me, it was very helpful. As I mentioned earlier, I have cut all these strips on bias, meaning on 45 degrees. So that's the reason why these fabric pieces were very stretchable as well as all the raw edges were not unraveling. If I didn't cut these strips on bias, the chances were that the skirt wouldn't have that flow and that bounce to it. Also, all the edges would have been exposed, meaning they would have unraveled because this fabric is woven. After stitching all the pieces together, I placed the lining skirt on it and I marked the waistline as well as the hemline and I trimmed it accordingly. Then I attached this invisible zipper on the side and I hemmed all the edges. I made a 1 inch blue waistband similar to the top. This is the lining. I hand stitched the lining onto the zipper from inside to make all the edges clean. This is a professional way of hiding all the seam allowances. After attaching the zipper and the waistband, I hemmed the edges of the skirt by rolling the fabric twice and I hand stitched the hem of the skirt because I was not sure which color thread I should use because there was just so many colors for the skirt. The skirt was a little loose, that's why I added an elastic band to my waistband only for the back section. I inserted this elastic in the waistband using a safety pin. One mistake that I did while making the top section was that I added blue color strap onto the neckline as well. Once the skirt was done, I rectified my mistake by cutting that blue strip on the neckline and I hand stitched the neckline as well.
This is how the main skirt is looking once I hand stitched the hem. And this is how the elasticated waistband is looking. I added a hook and eye closure along with the zipper on the skirt. And for the closure of the top of the dress, I added two hook and eyes at the back panel. And this is how the top section is looking. I hand stitched the skirt and the top together, and it's just looking so clean. Once the dress was done, there was one accessory that I had to make. I think this necklace just makes this dress so much better, so I decided to make one for myself. These are a few things that I already had at home that I thought of reusing to make this necklace. I had this beaded necklace that I thought of using. I just needed to make the pendant. To make that, I used these cardboard pieces and a little bit of stones and crystals and sequins. I traced the shape of the butterfly on this cardboard and I cut it out. I used the stone lace from this patch that I already had, which was a little bit damaged, so I thought of recycling it. I even used fabric glue and this lace that I already had, some blue and green color sequins. Now I have this old box which has a lot of kundan stones and a lot of old beads that I thought of using. I'm just checking all the boxes to find out what material I can use. I painted this piece of cardboard in pearl white color and I just bedazzled a few pieces of stones and sequins on top of it. And this is how the final pendant is looking. I added 3 to 4 rings on top of it so that it would be easier for me to attach it on the beaded necklace. Are you guys ready for the final reveal? Here it comes. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you like this video, then hit the subscribe button so that you will be notified whenever I upload another video. And if you found this video teeny tiny bit useful slash entertaining, then make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below what video I should make next. I really need some ideas. Anyways, I'm so sorry I didn't post any videos last week, but I was working on this dress and as usual, I overestimated myself and I thought that I can make this dress in literally 2 to 3 days. It took me 8 days to complete this dress as well as this necklace. I hope you guys like this video. I'm trying my best to be consistent. Don't worry, I'm not going to stop making videos. I'm loving this process so much. I'm so emotional as well as happy to announce that Holy Sharayu has finally crossed 1000 subscribers. It's been a long journey to get here, but I still need a lot of time and efforts to monetize this channel. So if you genuinely like my content, then please show some love. It would be really helpful for me. To celebrate 1000 subscribers, I want to make a Q&A video. So if you have any questions about fashion, about my life, then make sure to comment down below. I will be also making an Instagram post. So if you want to ask me any questions, you can either DM me on Instagram or comment here. Thank you so much for 1000 subscribers. Really, really, really appreciate you all. I just quickly wanted to say thank you for showing so much love on my last video. I'm so happy that people have commented on that video and they want me to share a full length tutorial about how to make a blouse. So stay tuned because my next video is going to be about cutting and stitching of a princess cut blouse. And I'm also going to show you guys how I made that attachment where you can easily insert and remove the cups. And I would also like to add that I make traditional outfits, I make western outfits, I also love to make Indo-Western outfits. So if you guys have any specific requests, just comment down below, or you can either DM me on Instagram. If you want me to recreate any celebrity look or a designer outfit, just send me a reference photo and I will try my best to recreate that on a budget. Until next time, bye.